Ancient Egypt has fascinated scientists for years. Each year, Egyptologists and researchers uncover new artifacts, each one shedding light on what life would have been like thousands of years ago. Perhaps one of the most mysterious figures that lived during this era was that of Cleopatra. She is one of history's most recognisable figures, yet historians and researchers don't know much about her, and this has led to many archaeologists trying to uncover information that may give us an insight into her life. The lack of discoveries in regards to Cleopatra have interested many people over the years. One of the most sought-after discoveries in the field of archaeology is that of the discovery of the lost tomb of Antony and Cleopatra. According to ancient accounts, after the Roman leader Augustus defeated Antony and Cleopatra back in 30 BCE, he permitted them to be buried together in the city of Alexandria located in Egypt. Despite this report and detailed announcement, records elaborated that Antony had been cremated and placed into a large jar. However, Egyptologists and archaeologists are more than confident that the body of both rulers will be found mummified in a traditional Egyptian manner. Back in 2008 and 2009, popular Egyptologist Zaha Hawass announced that with the discovery of the Temple of Osiris within the city of Alexandria in Egypt, that he will be able to find the hidden tomb of Cleopatra and Antony. Unfortunately, despite more than 27 tombs being uncovered and 10 different mummies located in the region, not one of the tombs was indicative of that of the long-lost tomb of Antony and Cleopatra. Recently, however, there has been evidence of additional sites below when using ground-penetrating radar back in 2011. Cleopatra was one of the rulers in ancient Egypt, and text has revealed that she was very beautiful. Apart from her beauty, Cleopatra was very intelligent. She was able to speak several languages, and she had formed military alliances with Roman leaders Mark Antony and Julius Caesar. She is perhaps one of the most popular characters in history, and over the years there are many myths about her. Egyptologists have worked hard to gather more knowledge about Cleopatra and her reign over Egypt. During the early half of 2019, there were many media reports that archaeologists had discovered the tomb of Cleopatra. However, once again this didn't turn out to be true. The tomb eludes researchers to this day, and some have theorized that the tomb and her remains will never be found, as they may have been looted by raiders and private collectors long ago. Although not much is known about her whereabouts, her life and history has interested many people, and she has been depicted in movies, TV shows and books. There have been accounts that Cleopatra would soak her ship's sails in a liquid, which some have described was an ancient perfume. Interestingly, it's been reported that Mark Antony was able to smell her from miles away. One of the reasons we know about this is because of a writing by William Shakespeare. He recorded that the scent was so perfumed that the winds were lovesick with them. A team of researchers have now recreated this ancient perfume. The researchers were able to find out that Famouse was the location of a manufacturing site for perfume. In fact, the team have said this location would have been the home of one of the most popular perfumes during this era, and that this was where Cleopatra would have had her unique smell created. The team discovered that the ancient Egyptians constructed this bottle out of clay, and interestingly, after some research they were able to find some ancient bottles that contained some of the original scent, although they did say there was only a tiny amount left in it. Regardless, this was a massive find for the researchers, and was enough for them to work with. After conducting some tests, the researchers were able to find out the substance that was discovered in the bottle was made of myrrh. Interestingly, this is mentioned in the Bible and is said to be one of the most desired fragrances, further saying that it's connected with the elites as it would have been expensive. One thing they picked up on when they created the smell is that it was strange. After the creation, they said that it would have been gloopy and sticky, and have suggested this is one of the reasons why it was able to stick to the ship. They also suggested that due to the consistency, the smell would have stayed on the ship for longer. It turns out though the smell of the perfume was quite nice, and was likened to that of spices while being musky at the same time. The team said this would have been the sought after perfume and that rulers would have wanted this. Further research told them that it would have been one of the most popular fragrances in the area at the time. However, there are some that don't believe this, saying that the perfume would have been too common for Cleopatra to have worn it, saying that she would have most likely had something personally made for her. Regardless of the theories, the researchers uncovered an interesting relic of ancient Egypt, and helped to give us an insight into what Egyptians would have smelt like during that era. It's often a huge misconception that the ancestors of the past were overall less educated compared to the people of the present. This statement could not be further from the truth, as archaeological evidence has shown that not only have our ancient ancestors made strides that we ourselves cannot replicate today, but that they battled against the elements, disease and the worst the world had to offer long before they were able to relax and enjoy the fruits of their labour. All over the world, our ancient ancestors have left their mark in one way or another, and this is usually seen in the impressive structures that litter our planet. For years now they have invoked otherworldly involvement, as we have struggled to understand how early humans were able to construct these megaliths. One most noble ancient society seen as the cradle of human civilization were the advancements made by the ancient civilization of Egypt, and over the years some mysterious discoveries have been made inside one of their greatest creations. Recently, scientists made the discovery that electromagnetic properties exist in the Great Pyramid of Giza. This could mean that nanoparticle designs could be designed for highly efficient sensors and solar cells. The scientists and researchers have discovered the Great Pyramid concentrates electric and magnetic energy into its internal chambers. This is located below its base and it creates a pocket of higher energy. As many of you know, the pyramids have inspired many legends over the years, and some think the Egyptians were way ahead of their time. One of the biggest questions is, how did this civilization build such impressive structures? Some of the world's greatest minds have said that it's perhaps one of the greatest ancient mysteries. Dr. Andre said the following: Egyptian pyramids have always attracted great attention. We as scientists are interested in them as well, so we decided to look at the Great Pyramid's radio waves. The international research team noticed that the shape of the Great Pyramid of Giza and its ability to focus electromagnetic energy. The team then created a model of the pyramid as they wanted to measure its electromagnetic response. By doing these studies, the team was able to see how the wave energy was being scattered or absorbed by the pyramid. The researchers have said that the ancient Egyptians were not aware of this design. However, some have questioned how the ancient Egyptians would have been able to do this by mistake. The pyramid is special though. As mentioned, it's able to focus wave energy through its core. It seems that every year researchers find out more about the pyramids. The Great Pyramid is located at the centre of the landmass of the Earth. The four faces of the pyramid are slightly concave, and it's thought that this is the only pyramid to have been built this way. The centres of the four sides are indented with an extraordinary degree of precision. This means that it actually forms an 8-sided pyramid. What's bizarre though is that this can only be seen from the sky. What many have pointed out is, why can we only see this when we're above the pyramid? What use would this have in a time when air travel was not possible? Some researchers have said this wouldn't have been done by mistake, and that it hasn't caused the overall structure to suffer in any way. Also, it's only detectable at dawn and sunset on the spring and autumn. This is when the sun casts shadows on the pyramid. As of today, there are still many unanswered questions when it comes to the ancient Egyptians, and hopefully in the coming years some of these questions will get answered. So my question to you guys is, do you think Cleopatra is buried in Alexandria? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.